Hey guys, okay, this is going to be part 2 of doing the video, and I'm trying to keep them as short as possible so you guys don't get bored with them, but I think there's going to be 2 more, so I hope you enjoy them, guys. This is what I was talking about, this little piece of cardboard. These actually came with the can lights. I'm not sure. That actually is a diagram of the circle that you would cut, and the dimensions for the can, you could actually put it down on the drywall and trace and cut it out, but you'd have to get your measurements if you're doing it down on the ground. But like I said, the way I do it and a lot of people do it, and especially the people that do this for a living, because it's so much faster and easier. Not everybody can do it this way or wants to do it this way, but you just push that up in there and you'll push that fitting back up in there, and that basically holds it up in there. So when you got that roto zip and you're going up in here, but you're not going but about that far, and then you come out and you hit the lip, then you go back up and you just come around and you cut it, and that just round piece just falls right off, which I'll do. But this is how you do it, and that's to hold it up so your bit doesn't, which is actually a drill bit, does not hit the wire and cut your wiring up there and miss anything. But what you do, as I explained in the other video, is you'll get a measurement. You can, a lot of people do it straight off the wall, but if you got a board like this up here and a board here, it's a lot easier just to get the measurements from here. And you'll go to the center of the can, which, for instance, this one is approximately, and it doesn't have to be exact, we'll just say, well, it's 20 and a quarter, we'll just say 20, 20 and a quarter, because it's 20 and a quarter. So you know it's 20 and a quarter, and you'll come over here, and you'll do 20 and a quarter. Kind of hard to write, twist it around that way. And then you'll come back here, you just kind of hold it, and that's 19 and a half. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. And all this will get covered up when you're doing your drywall mud and your painting and all that. But anyway, you got your measurements now, and you'll do the same thing over here. Now this side, I'm going to have to get down and move the camera, but this side you're going to have to, well, you can measure off this side, but the other side you're going to have to measure off the wall because there's no board on the other side. And you can't put a board on the other side until you get this one up here. So, 1 second. I got to take the bulb out of this one, but all I need to do is pull it out of there and shove that piece up in there. And I'll put this on the ground. So these are LED bulbs, so they don't get hot like other bulbs, which is another good thing. Helps you keep a room cooler. There we go. Now, and what I do is I measure off this side. And again, 19 and a half. Basically the same over there. And you just put your measurement there. And then here, and make sure you got a good tape measure. These Fat Maxes are great. They're wide, because you can stretch them out a long ways before they actually break, which means before they do that. Of course, as they wear out, they get a little more flimsy, but they're a lot easier to work with when you're measuring something like this. Anyway, off that wall there, this one, 5 foot. So I don't have a board over there to put this measurement on, so I'm doing this one, and I'm going to put it here, and the reason, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Now it's 5 foot, and I'll put an arrow pointing that way, so I know that's the measurement that I can pull off from here to there. And this one, I'm putting a measurement here, an arrow here, so I know this one is the measurement from here to there, which you can actually see. But it's a lot easier when you can just look up there, or if you're working with somebody else, they can look up there, see those numbers. they can come along and they can cut it out with the roto zip. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off. I'll cut it back on in a second. I'm going to get a piece of drywall and get it ready. And actually I have to get the measurement for the length of the drywall because it's a little less than 8 foot. Then I'll get the drywall ready and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, how I'll put it up. Alright, I'll get it. I have to move the ladder here. Oops. Almost lost that one. Actually, that falls right on 8 foot. Falls exactly on 8 foot. So, which it should have, but you never know sometimes. It could be a ½ inch off. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this set up and then I'll cut the camera back on and show you how I put it up there. Alright guys, I've got this set up. And this is a drywall lift. This is actually a Harbor Freight. They're not bad Harbor drywall lifts. They're a little flimsy. They're not as good as some of the name brand ones, the more expensive ones. But this one I actually borrowed from a friend of mine named Craig, who I explained in some of the other videos. He lives in the next little town over, same county, next little town over, and he's got a place out like ours. And he's been building his place. He started off in a tent. He's from Florida. I didn't know him in Florida. I met him up here. Actually met him through YouTube, actually. But he had mentioned that he asked me actually when I got ready to do the drywall, which I told him I'm only doing my ceilings, that he had one of these lifts. I said, well, I plan on buying one. I said, because it's just me. There's no way I can hold that drywall up there. Plus, it's a pain in the butt holding that stuff up. He said, no, don't do that. He said, I got one you can use it. I bought one, the Harbor Freight ones, when they were real cheap. He said, you're welcome to use it. So anyway, he brought it over, and I've had it for a while because I'm slowly getting it done. But these things are great. Again, you have to work a little bit more with these because they're flimsy. They're not the best. They're not real sturdy, so you kind of move your drywall around a little bit. But when you're by yourself, it actually works really good. And I'm going to show you how you just kind of load it up on there, and then you lift it up, and how we do it. So here we go. Basically, you just lift your drywall up. Like this. And this is a 4-sheet. You can use half sheets, whatever you have to lift. Anything shorter than a half sheet is a little hard because it'll only fit on one little section. But you can get it done. You just balance it right, lift it up there, and get it snug. Then you can push it into place. But it will work. So. And these little hooks here will actually hold the drywall up for you. Now you put it face down because that's the side that's going to be facing down. And what you do, you'll just turn. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and flip this up. But you can just flip it up, and there's a lock on the other side that actually catches it so it won't go back up again. And then you just push it into place where you want it. And again, you just start lifting this stuff up. And the easiest way to tell when you're getting this done and you're getting it right, you can see the edge over here. So you just pull it back and kind of line it up. See, that's pretty much flush. It's not exact, but you just get it started. Again, working with this one, it's a little flimsy, it's a little harder to work with, but it works great. And what you do, and never leave stuff on top of the ladder, because you move stuff, it falls down and hits you in the head, like I just did, but it didn't hit me. Just pull these down because it's sitting up there. It's not going to fall. That's good. Actually, let me get this right here and bump it over just a little bit this way. I think we've got it. Doesn't normally go out that easy. That actually come out pretty easy this time. But not always. Sometimes it's a little off, it's a little harder. There we go. Not sure if you guys can see me or not, but this is actually really flush. I mean, it's not going to get any flusher than that. That's actually perfect right now. And then what you do, and you remember those can lights are up there. You can't see them. And that's up. There's a little bit of a gap there, but I think that's because that one was in our hair. But it's less than 1/4 of an inch. It'll cover up with the mud and the tape. Alright guys, I'm going to make this a 2-part because it's going to take a little bit longer. And what I'm going to do now is I'll make the second part, which will be me screwing all the screws in and then going up with the roto zip and cutting out the hole, so you'll see how I cut the hole out. Now this is holding it up. I just snugged it up really good. So that's not going to move. The drywall is going to stay in place. So I don't have to worry about it moving on me while I'm trying to screw all the screws in to hold it up in place. Okay guys, that's the end of part 2. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm actually not moving too fast, hopefully, to where you guys can see what I'm doing. If you have any questions on how I've done certain things or what kind of tools I'm using, just comment in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer it for you, try to help you out with that. It's nothing really hard to do. It's very easy to do, honestly, with this drywall lift. And you know, like I had mentioned, someone I met through YouTube, he's actually in this area and came from Florida and did the same thing that I'm doing, but it took him 7 years, and he started off living in a tent. So he had it a little rougher than I did, and he did things a little differently, but he did do it. And it's been 7 years, and he's just moving into his house now. So he waited till he was completely finished, basically. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course, you know, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and you know, hope you enjoy it. All right.